Okay, it's question and answer time, and anybody got a question?
I got one.
Yes.
Earlier you made reference to something like the meaning of communication is the response. I didn't really get that. Can you?
Well, then I have to take, if the meaning of communication is a response and you didn't understand, then I have to clarify. See, that's the idea, is for me to take responsibility for my communication. So for you, I don't know, for you, but for me, this particular thing that I learned from John Grinder changed my life. Completely changed the way I communicate with people. When you listen to what I'm really saying, is the meaning of your communication, the meaning of it, is the response you're receiving. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Okay, that's you're communicating, and that's the response you're getting, and so that's what it means. Now let's separate that from your intent. Most people think the meaning of communication is their intent. Well, I intended to cheer that guy up, right? And he didn't like it, so hell with him. Get all upset and everything because they believe that the meaning, or they accept. See, there's no reason to do this except to improve your communication and to understand that. If it's your intent, then everything you intend and anybody misunderstands, that's their fault. You don't have any responsibility in that communication whatsoever. It's not a loop, it's not anything, it's just that they're stupid and you're perfect. But if the meaning of communication is the response, now it means you have to be awake. You have to listen to that response and bring it in, and then decide, is that the response that I wanted when I did this piece of communication to the person or persons in front of you? Okay, you've got to decide, okay, but you have to be awake to take it in. A lot of people aren't. That's the other piece. They just don't even listen to the answer because their intent was their intent, and that was the end of it. If you didn't get it, oh well, and they move on. I had a student one time, I did a good job, and the first class, I like, good job, good, and he's, oh yeah, he's almost kind of, oh yeah, you tell that to all the girls, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, wow, he didn't accept anything that I said to him. He defended against it. And I thought about it. And I went, oh, well, the meaning of communication is when I give him compliments, he gets all defensive and, and his low self-esteem shows, and he kind of crabs back at me. And, well, that's the meaning of my communication. So the next time he got up, he did a good job. And I said, wow, that was probably the worst job in the history of the world. You didn't make anybody but everybody laugh. That was awful. Stop making everybody laugh, because it's really making you look bad. And he starts laughing, and he's having and I just keep these, inadvertent derogatory compliments up, and he's glowing at the end of this, which is the response I want. If I said that to somebody else, they would go, why are you so tough on me? But the meaning of the communication is the response, and if I want to take responsibility, that means I've got to notice, and then I have to shift. I need to take that in and go, oh, that's not at all what I wanted. Sometimes you can do it in the present. One time I was going to somebody's house, brought a bottle of wine. A person came to my place, had a nice bottle, gave me a nice bottle of wine. I went, oh, thank you. And I set it down. You could just see a look on his face. I went, oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh man, this is great wine. And I got to put it over here with the really special things. Glowing, happy. I just noticed that me just setting it, not noticing it for a moment, just going, wow, nice. That's all I wanted. This moment of appreciation that he knows something about wine and he brought nice wine. I know crap about wine. If you look at my wine bottles, they usually read shake well until red. And they got a screw on the top of it, and which is weird because it's in a box. I'm not sure why. But Anyway, the point was, right at that moment, I was able to shift. I saw, oh, and I was able to discern what it was. Then I went, oh, and now I got the response I want, which is welcoming my friends and, them being in a good mood and feeling appreciated. That's what I wanted. Okay, so now, what has this got to do with stand-up comedy? The meaning of communication is the response you're receiving. If you're getting no laughs, if you take responsibility for it, first notice, then shift. If not in the present, go home and think about it and go, what are some other things I can do to try to handle that situation? If they're laughing, you take it in and go, I'm doing good. I'm getting the response I want. So let's keep moving forward with what it is I've planned and see if I can get a real rhythm going. If they groan, is that what you really want? If it isn't, go back, rewrite, look at the joke, etc. Call it, be present, But if you're going to get the meaning of communication, you must first take responsibility, 2, be awake and notice the response, and then 3, if it isn't the response that you want, shift. And people say, well, what if that doesn't work? That's right, that may not work. Now you know 2 things to avoid. So, again, every time you communicate, a stand-up comedian, every time you're up there, because remember, you cannot not communicate. You standing on stage is a communication. What you're wearing is a communication. Everything is who you are, your ethnicity, how your body language, how you hold yourself, how you address people. All those things are communicating to the audience. Are you getting the response you want? Responsibility, awake, and then shift until you get the response that you want.